There you see the steel cage has been suspended above the ring. It's amazing how fast they work when they're putting this all together, but it's steel cage match time.
Is a steel cage match. Making his way to the ring from El Paso, Texas. Weighing in at 228 pounds, Eddie Guerrero!
Eddie Guerrero making his way to the ring for this steel cage matchup with Bret the Hitman Hart. In this one, pinfall, submission, and escape are allowed. Typically, we don't like the escape rule here in WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare land, but here today, both men have agreed, since it is a steel cage attraction, there's no grudge involved with either one of these two men. They're not needed rivals here in Fantasy Warfare, so they both have consented to the escape option here in this steel cage matchup. It's a matchup of bragging rights between Bret the Hitman Hart and Eddie Guerrero. Of course, Bret the Hitman Hart will transfer over to Season 2 as one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions with his partner Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation.
And his opponent, representing the Hart Foundation, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart!
Bret the Hitman Hart and Eddie Guerrero shared time together in WCW, but never really had any high-profile matchups. They might have had something on like a Thunder or maybe a Nitro that kind of swept under the radar. But here today, in Fantasy Warfare, we take them at their heights and we put them inside of a steel cage. Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, former WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Tag Team. The man held it all in WWE. And of course, a WWE Hall of Famer. And what can we say about Bret the Hitman Hart that hasn't already been said? Five-time WWE Champion, former Intercontinental United States and Tag Team Champion, multi-time King of the Ring winner, Hall of Fame inductee, and Bret Hart is wasting no time looking to escape here. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you got to figure if these guys consented to the escape, that kind of puts the urgency on the match for both of these guys to wrap it up as quickly as possible as Bret Hart misses a flying axe handle. Bret Hart in the corner with Eddie Guerrero now raining down. Fists of Fury as the fans counted along, but we only got to 3 before Eddie was able to shove Bret the Hitman Hart backwards. Eddie tried for a fly. Oh, jeez. Eddie tried for a flying something, but I guess the momentum was enough to carry Bret and send him flying over the opposite ropes. Oh, wrestling is fun sometimes, folks. Bret Hart trying to make Eddie Guerrero submit here. Like we said, pinfall, submission, and escape, all valid methods of victory here in this steel cage matchup. So you'll see these guys, they'll try a variety of ways to win here, and they've got all the tools to do it. Eddie's got the frog splash. He knows a variety of submission holds. Nothing really standing out as like a submission finisher for Eddie Guerrero, but he's got all the tools to make you tap. And of course, he's got that speed on his side, looking to try and escape. And Bret the Hitman Hart, he knows how to throw a pile driver out and knock you for a loop. He's got the sharpshooter to make you tap, and he's another one with speed and agility, which makes the escape option in this one all the more interesting, because these guys are certainly going to use their speed and their agility to climb the fencing. As you'll notice, it is the traditional fencing here for the steel cage. No classic big blue, no classic black cage, because for a while there they had the classic big blue, but they painted it black. Kind of interesting. I always wondered why they did that. What was wrong with old classic big blue? Why'd they have to darken the cage? Maybe it was a production thing, but I digress as Eddie Guerrero gets sent off the cage down to the canvas, and Bret the Hitman Hart now looking to climb himself up to the very top of the cage. And now Bret Hart is doing so. Eddie Guerrero is following him. What's going to happen here? Eddie better hurry up, because Bret Hart has got one leg out of the steel cage. Eddie is up on the top, and he grabs Bret and smashes his head off the top of the cage. These two guys brawling on the top of the steel cage. Oh, Eddie's head gets smashed off the cage as well. This is a very dangerous position for both of these guys to be in. Bret Hart is climbing back down into the cage for some reason. I think he got dazed and confused on that one. I don't know what he was thinking, but he punches Eddie Guerrero and stops the movement of Latino Heat. He must have been really dazed and confused after having his head smashed off the top of the cage. I don't know why you would climb down when you had 1 foot out. But Bret Hart now bringing Eddie Guerrero back down into the steel cage after a series of strikes to the back and the legs. And now Bret Hart looking to do the same. Oh, Jesus. And Bret Hart falls backwards off the top of the steel cage. And Eddie Guerrero now looking to try and escape the steel cage. Trying to get that footing set, and he's got it. Bret Hart staring there, just staring. He's doing nothing. Now he's doing something, going after Eddie Guerrero one more time, throwing those shots on top of the steel cage. Can Eddie Guerrero do anything here? I mean, kick a leg or something, Eddie. Do something, buddy. I guess not. No kicking a leg or nothing for Eddie Guerrero on that one. Bret Hart smashed off the cage. It looks like he has been busted wide open. Down he goes one more time. Eddie is trying his damnedest to get up the cage. Bret Hart dazed and confused, just standing there looking with a daze at Eddie Guerrero as Eddie continues his escape from the steel cage. Bret is just standing there doing absolutely nothing. He is dazed and confused. He might be concussed, folks, and it looks like Eddie Guerrero is going to exit the steel cage officially. There he goes. Once the 2 feet hit, he's officially the winner. And there it is. Eddie Guerrero wins the steel cage match, escaping the cage after smashing Bret Hart's face off of the cage repeatedly, causing lacerations to the Hitman, ultimately dazing and confusing him long enough to allow Eddie Guerrero to exit the steel cage. But the action here in our season finale of Fantasy Warfare continues, coming up next in a singles matchup. It will be a first-time matchup as the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar goes one-on-one with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.